A bad water pump versus a bad thermostat. Here are the differences, symptoms, causes, and the signs most people get wrong, and how to know which one is actually causing your engine to overheat before you start replacing parts. So when your temperature gauge starts rising, coolant starts disappearing, steam comes from under the hood, or the heater suddenly stops blowing hot air, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is assuming every overheating problem means the water pump is bad. Because in many cases, the problem may be a stuck thermostat. But in other cases, it may be a failing water pump, and that can quickly lead to serious engine damage if the coolant is no longer circulating properly. And because overheating can damage a head gasket fast, the goal is not just to replace parts, but to know which part failed before the engine gets cooked. The reason these two get confused is simple. Both the water pump and thermostat control engine temperature. Both can cause overheating. Both can make the heater act strangely. And both can leave you thinking the cooling system has failed completely. But they do two very different jobs. The thermostat is a temperature-controlled valve. Its job is to stay closed when the engine is cold so the engine warms up quickly, then open when the engine reaches operating temperature so coolant can flow to the radiator. The water pump is the circulation part of the system. Its job is to push coolant through the engine, radiator, heater core, and hoses so heat can move away from the engine. So think of the thermostat controls when coolant is allowed to flow. The water pump controls whether the coolant actually moves. Basically, a bad thermostat is usually a coolant flow control problem. A bad water pump is usually a coolant circulation problem. And before you replace either one, check the basics first. Make sure the coolant level is correct, the system is not full of air, the radiator cap is holding pressure, the cooling fans are working, and there are no obvious leaks. Low coolant or trapped air can make a good thermostat or water pump look bad. Now, let's quickly look at how you can separate their symptoms before we get into the repair part of this video. A thermostat stuck closed can make the engine overheat quickly after startup. The engine gets hot, but the upper radiator hose may stay cooler than expected because coolant is not reaching the radiator properly. A thermostat stuck open does the opposite. The engine takes too long to warm up, the temperature gauge stays low, fuel economy may drop, and the heater may blow lukewarm air. A bad water pump usually shows up as overheating with poor coolant circulation, coolant leaking from the front of the engine, a grinding or whining noise near the pump, pulley wobble, or weak cabin heat even when the coolant level is full. So if the engine overheats quickly and the radiator hose stays cool, think thermostat stuck closed. If there is leaking, noise, wobble, or poor circulation, think water pump. Now let's move into how to fix each one. How to fix a bad thermostat. The proper fix for a bad thermostat is replacement. Do not remove the thermostat and drive without it. The engine is designed to run within a specific temperature range, and running without a thermostat can cause poor heater performance, poor fuel economy, check engine lights, and unstable coolant flow. First, make sure the engine is completely cool. Never open the cooling system when the engine is hot, because hot coolant under pressure can cause serious burns. Next, locate the thermostat housing. In many vehicles, the thermostat is located where the upper radiator hose connects to the engine. But on some engines, it may be on the lower hose side or inside a separate housing, so confirm the location for your exact vehicle. Once you locate it, place a drain pan under the vehicle and drain enough coolant so the level drops below the thermostat housing. You do not always need to drain the entire system, but you need to drain enough to prevent coolant from spilling heavily when the housing is removed. Now remove any parts blocking access, such as an intake duct, engine cover, or hose bracket. Then loosen the hose clamp and move the radiator hose out of the way if needed. Remove the thermostat housing bolts carefully. Some housings are plastic and can crack if forced. Once the housing is off, pay close attention to how the old thermostat is positioned before removing it. The new thermostat must go in the same direction. Installing it backward can cause overheating. Remove the old thermostat and gasket or O-ring, then clean the sealing surface. This step matters. If old gasket material, corrosion, or dirt remains on the surface, the new thermostat can leak even if it is installed correctly. Install the new thermostat with the correct temperature rating for your vehicle. Make sure the jiggle valve or bleed hole, if your thermostat has one, is positioned correctly according to the manufacturer's design. Then install a new gasket or O-ring. Do not reuse a flattened, torn, or swollen seal. Reinstall the thermostat housing and tighten the bolts evenly. Do not over-tighten them, especially if the housing is plastic or aluminum. Over-tightening can crack the housing or distort the sealing surface. Reconnect the hose, tighten the clamp, and refill the cooling system with the correct coolant mixture. After that, bleed the air from the system. This is where many thermostat repairs fail. If air stays trapped inside the system, the engine can still overheat, even with a new thermostat. To bleed the system, use the bleed screw if the vehicle has one. If it does not, run the engine with the heater set to hot, keep the coolant topped up, and allow the engine to reach operating temperature. Watch for the thermostat to open, the upper radiator hose to get hot, and the heater to blow warm air. Then allow the cooling fans to cycle on if possible. After the engine cools down again, recheck the coolant level in the radiator and overflow tank. Top it up if needed. Then inspect for leaks around the thermostat housing. If the engine still overheats after this repair, do not keep replacing thermostats. Check for trapped air, a bad radiator cap, clogged radiator, cooling fan failure, bad water pump, collapsed hose, or head gasket issues. How to fix a bad water pump. The proper fix for a bad water pump is replacement. If the pump is leaking from the weep hole, making noise, wobbling, or not circulating coolant, it cannot be fixed by adding sealant or thicker coolant. It needs to be replaced. Start again with a completely cool engine. Disconnect the battery if your hands will be near the belts, fan, or tight electrical areas. Next, confirm where the water pump is located. On many engines, it is driven by the serpentine belt and mounted at the front or side of the engine. On other engines, it is driven by the timing belt or timing chain. This matters because a timing belt-driven water pump is a much bigger job and may require more experience. Place a drain pan under the vehicle and drain the coolant. Then remove anything blocking access to the water pump, such as the engine cover, air intake duct, splash shield, serpentine belt, pulley, or brackets. Before removing the belt, take a picture of the belt routing. This will help you reinstall it correctly. Then release the belt tensioner and remove the belt from the water pump pulley. Now inspect the pulley. If there is wobble, rough movement, coolant staining, or noise when you spin it by hand, that supports the water pump diagnosis. Remove the water pump pulley bolts if needed. Sometimes it is easier to loosen the pulley bolts before the belt is removed because the belt helps hold the pulley still. Disconnect any hoses attached to the pump. Then remove the water pump mounting bolts. Pay attention to bolt length and location because some water pumps use different bolt lengths. Mixing them up can cause leaks or damage. Gently remove the water pump. If it is stuck, do not pry aggressively against a soft aluminum surface. Work it loose carefully. Once the pump is removed, compare the old pump with the new one. Make sure the bolt holes, pulley surface, impeller design, gasket shape, and hose connections match. Now clean the mounting surface properly. This is one of the most important steps. Remove old gasket material, corrosion, and dirt without gouging the metal. If the surface is dirty or uneven, the new pump can leak. Install the new gasket or O-ring. Use sealant only if the manufacturer calls for it. Do not overuse sealant because extra sealant can break loose and travel through the cooling system. Install the new water pump and start the bolts by hand first. Tighten them evenly in a crisscross pattern if possible and use the correct torque specification. Uneven tightening can cause leaks. Reconnect the hoses and reinstall the pulley. Then reinstall the serpentine belt using the routing picture you took earlier. Make sure the belt sits properly in every pulley groove. Now refill the cooling system with the correct coolant mixture and bleed the air from the system. Again, this step is critical. A new water pump will not prevent overheating if air is trapped in the system. Start the engine, set the heater to hot, and watch the temperature gauge. As the engine warms up, check for leaks around the pump, hoses, and thermostat housing. Make sure the heater blows warm air and the cooling fans turn on when needed. After the engine reaches operating temperature and no leaks are visible, turn it off and let it cool completely. Then recheck the coolant level and top it off. If the water pump is driven by the timing belt, it is usually smart to replace the timing belt, tensioner, idler pulleys, and related seals at the same time if they are due. The labor overlaps, so it is better than paying twice later. Common mistakes to avoid. The first mistake is opening the cooling system while hot. Always let the engine cool first. The second mistake is installing the thermostat backward. Always match the direction of the old thermostat. The third mistake is using the wrong thermostat temperature rating. Use the correct part for your engine. The fourth mistake is not cleaning the sealing surfaces. A new part can still leak if the surface is dirty. The fifth mistake is not bleeding the cooling system. Trapped air can cause overheating after a correct repair. And the sixth mistake is using stop leak as a real water pump repair. Stop leak may temporarily slow a leak, but it can also clog small passages in the radiator or heater core. A leaking or noisy water pump needs replacement. So here's the simple way to remember it. If the engine overheats quickly and the radiator hose stays cool, the thermostat may be stuck closed. If the engine runs too cool and the heater is weak, the thermostat may be stuck open. If you see coolant leaking near the pump, hear grinding or whining, notice pulley wobble, or still have poor circulation, the water pump may be bad. But once you repair either one, always refill with the correct coolant, bleed the system properly, check for leaks, confirm heater operation, and recheck the coolant level after the engine cools. Because when cooling system repairs are done halfway, the engine can still overheat even after replacing the right part. And when you stop guessing and follow the right steps, you stop wasting money. Now that you understand bad water pump versus bad thermostat symptoms, the next mistake people make is confusing a bad radiator cap with a bigger cooling system failure. So you want to watch this video here. And I'll also have it linked in the description below this video.